Bah! What up? I came out of nowhere. $1.3 million. That is the size of the current active duty troops that the United States has, according to AI. So it's probably close. Also says we have 700,000 National Guardsmen. I mean, that's pretty big. And yet, if, one soldier dies somewhere, the American public has a goddamn shit fit. Um, you know how many Russian soldiers have died over the past, I think it started in 22, so over 4 years. I think it's something, I don't know about deaths. Okay, so deaths maybe 400,000, 500, 600, 700,000, but injuries well over a million. Between deaths and injuries, well over a million over the past 4 years. And that Ukraine war, over a million Russians. If something like that was going on, would and Trump did this, and Trump started that, would someone have just assassinated that guy? Would he have? Would there have been like 10 assassination attempts? Would people try to assassinate Trump until they got the job done? Because, like, an apt analogy would be like Trump declares war on Mexico because, like, he wants to stop the cartels. And he just does it. Doesn't wait for Congress or anything like that. He's just like, we're going to declare war on Mexico because we need to stop the cartels. Or actually, the reason he'd say, like, we just want the land. Because that's what Putin said. Putin just wanted the land. So Trump would just, like, yeah, we just need the land. Of course, personally, I think the U.S. military would probably win against Mexico. So more apt analogy would be Canada, because I think Canada would actually be able to defend its land much better than Mexico. Some people may not think so, but Canada probably would be able to defend its land much better than Mexico. For various reasons, but if thousands of U.S. troops, of active regular military and National Guardsmen were dying every year in some sort of war, or every month. That would probably be really, really, really bad for Trump. I don't know how many soldiers have died. Yes. Military casualties by year, we could say. U.S. active duty military casualty deaths by year and manner, we could say. 22. It's only listed up to 22. Why would I give a shit about 22? I want to see Trump. Well, let's go back. Trump's terms 2016, 17. Total deaths. Accident, hostile action. That's pretty good. 16, 21, 14, 21. Homicide, illness, pending. Pending? Hostile action. Yeah, not that bad. In 2022, 0. That's good. So, yeah, not too bad. They haven't released the figures for 2023 and 2024, and 2025 just ended, so they're probably not going to release those for a while, for 3 to 6 months. And it's Trump, so who knows what they're probably have to wait until 2029 to get those numbers. But a million deaths in Russia, and we're not seeing anything. I mean, there's not mass riots all over Moscow, St. Petersburg, nothing. So, another thing I'd just like to say, I think I've said this before in other videos too. I think it would be a good idea or a good something. It would be good for the country if there was a lot more, a lot more participation in the military, a lot more enrollment in the military. Because there's only like I said, 1.3 million active duty officers. It'd be a lot better if there's a lot more. I would never have been allowed in because I have epilepsy, so it would just I would have been a liability for you know anything I would have been assigned to, but it would be nice to have more participation because then where the military is deployed to, it'd be, I don't know how to say it. You'd go where, I don't know, you'd go where it's just to go. I don't know how to say it. You'd hope that would be the case. I don't even know how many military bases there that we have. I know there's a lot of them all over the world. And I know the United States still has a shitload of military spending. I also know that European countries are starting to spend a lot more on their military in the last two budget cycles. Especially this next budget cycle. Every European nation, every Western European nation has increased its military budget, especially Germany. So that's happening again. Europe is starting to realize that they can't get a free ride, basically. And that's good because China has a increasing military budget, and so does India. And China and India uh, kind of are they're not enemies necessarily, but they're kind of in their own sort of Cold War. It's something like a Cold War. They're pretty close to each other, and they have it seems to be almost increasing tensions with each other. So And what do you expect? They're very close to each other, and both countries have a huge population, much bigger. Both countries have much bigger populations than the United States, and the United States has more landmass. I think more landmass than China, and China has more land. Both China and the United States has more landmass than India. And yet, the United States bitches about immigrants. It's like, why? We can house people. We have the land space. We have the land space to house people and to grow food for people. We just don't like non-white people. We could manufacture white people too. It's just white people don't like fucking and have kids unless we're poor. And why? Why poor versions? Yeah, because we don't really got anything else to do. Fuck, drink beer, and bitch about how brown people take our jobs. I don't know why. You should be happy brown people are taking our jobs. Our jobs suck. We got rid of our good jobs 40 years ago. We sent our good jobs off to basically Asia. Well, South America and Asia, converted them to shitty jobs, cheap shitty jobs, and then created new shitty jobs in America, made them low paying, and Americans realized hey, these rich people are fucking us. And the rich people were like, no. These brown people are screwing you. They took your jobs. See? You're down there working your jobs. By the way, don't you want to buy these shirts? They're cheap. They're from my company. My company has a stock price that keeps going up and up and up. It's called Walmart. And it's got a lot of stuff that you can buy. All you gotta do is work at any number of places. McDonald's, Buc-ee's, Chipotle. We're not going to raise the minimum wage though. Then we'd have to raise the cost of the shit that you're going to buy at McDonald's, Buc-ee's, Chipotle, Walmart, from Amazon. Oh, and by the way, why don't you work at Amazon? You know, the warehouses. That is until we figure out how to fully automate the warehouses. on those truck driving jobs, the jobs that used to be kind of okay, and then just got shittier and shittier and shittier. We're automating those ones too. We have to automate them. It's about cutting costs. Our competitors are cutting costs, so we got to cut costs more. Staying competitive. We heard this song and dance before, 40, 50 years ago, when they moved all the jobs to Mexico and Asia. And shortly after that, the rich people got a whole lot richer. So you're going to let them fuck you even more for, and I don't know, fourth time? Whatever. Man. I'm on disability. I don't need to worry about this stuff for the time being. They're going to come after everybody's disability benefits eventually because it's about cutting costs. Bit by bit, if we let these people keep getting elected, they're going to keep cutting stuff out of the budget. They're going to cut stuff out of the budget and keep cut costs, increase. I just, somehow they cut taxes and increase income for rich people, and it's just like, people that are my people, or people that do the jobs that I used to do before I was on disability. They say we're getting tax cuts. We're giving tax cuts to Americans. Notice how they use language that is very precisely calibrated to make you think you're getting a tax break when you're actually not getting a tax break. When it's actually you who in the end is getting screwed. Because it's like, see, you're getting $15 more at the end of the year. Yay! I get $15 more. But I used to have kind of shitty healthcare. Now I got really shitty healthcare. And on top of that, there used to be some money given out to states to repair roads and energy infrastructure. Now, there's zero money for all that. Yay! And we used to have money given out to things like FEMA. Now, there's nothing for those programs. Excellent! But I got $15. People at the top, they used to have to pay out of their $50 million that they got every year. They used to have to pay 25 million in taxes. Now, what are they paying taxes? 2 million. Ooh, what is it? Can I get $23 million, please? Am I getting, no? I'm not getting that. They got an extra $23 million. Shit. That sounds like a pretty fucking good tax break, doesn't it? That is a tax cut. So, yeah. There's all these other ways they cut taxes without cutting taxes, and raise taxes without raising taxes, and raise taxes while they cut taxes, and all sorts of shit. When progressives and liberals like me will just tell you, look, I'm going to raise taxes. I'm just going to raise taxes. And you know what I'm going to do with the money? I'm going to spend it on basically everyone. That's when people like me say shit like that. It's like, look, you're gonna pay a shitload more on the front end, and everybody's gonna benefit. Basically, the rich people are gonna benefit too. It's like Neil deGrasse Tyson when he talks about the space program. It's like all of this crap came out of the space program. We didn't see it in quarter one, quarter two, quarter three. We saw it 5 years down the line. That's what higher taxes does. We see the benefits from high taxes when your kid that you have today graduates from college 24 years down the road, when they don't have to pay for college at all. When they don't have to pay for K through 12, bachelor's, pre-law, law. Don't have to pay for any of it. The most they might have to do is get a part-time job in college. That's it. And that's the America that we need to make. But you know who doesn't want that? Republicans. Conservatives. They don't want that. Why? Because they're dicks. Because they're dicks. They don't want an equal country. Why? Because then their kids might actually have to, face an equal world. They don't want an equal world. They don't want an equal world for their kids. They want a very, very, very unequal world. Because then, Donald Trump might not be able to sell steaks. And your kid might be able to become president of the United States. Your kid that was born in a trailer park might be president of the fucking United States. So, how's that for equality? Tax capital gains and other passive income, 90%, 92, 95%. And your kid is born in a trailer park can become president of the United States. Or we can keep doing things as we have been, and it's creamed corn, creamed corn, creamed corn. So, what do you want? All right, that's it. I'm going to be getting a ride to the grocery store soon, so I got to get ready for that. Tax the rich, kneecap the rich, and boobs. Everybody have fun.